Well, just got back from the park and had my new arrival. I just got that little folding wagon, which will fit in the car. Took it up and down the street at 23 miles an hour. Worked just fine. And will be perfect for carrying umbrellas, coolers, lawn chairs, kites, drones, etc. for my beach trips this summer. So, one more piece of the puzzle coming together. Well, I was up on the hill. I got to test the kites, the lead kites, and test the bridles and my repair work, etc. So that was successful, even though it was a low wind situation. But they kicked me off so they could mow the grass or whatever. So I was traveling down the bike path because it's such a beautiful day and passed across the first flowers of the season. So I thought it was a good photo op, if nothing else. I'm trying to ride down the bike path to go to the river and see if I can't get a nicer place to fly and enjoy. But I had to stop by the first daffodils I've seen this season. Ain't they pretty? But I've got to say, I saw these two ducks. I said, let me stop and get a picture, and they're just over there pecking. Not bothering me a bit, or not being bothered by me a bit. Well, I hear all kinds of ducks now, but I was coming down the trail further and saw these two guys. Well, I only see one now. Where'd the other one go? There's two of them. Okay, there's two of them. And over top, a whole bunch of them just went by. That this is a different point in the trail, and we got two more, and they're not budging. Well, there were quite a few. You can see them taking off. I guess they're camera shy. There's one. Two. Another one coming out from behind the bush. Three. Alright, they didn't all get scared. more I ride along this trail, the more ducky ducks I see all over the place. And they are not bothered by me in the least. I rode within 25 feet of two of them coming out of that. I rode down to the river, right on the edge of the bank. I don't know what they've cleared this for. This is a bike path that I'm on, and they've closed the trail further on down. I don't know why. And I hope they're clearing this area for more park value versus residential value. Right along the Rappahannock River here. Give you a better view of the Rappahannock River here. Alright, I'm at my favorite park again. Got my bike all set up, pulling the wagon, got all of my kites in there ready to go. Yesterday I spent all day tuning these kites, fixing these kites, anything that was wrong with them or negative. Tuned them significantly, and very light breezy day. I've had a blast so far, so I decided, well, let me take some video. It's very hard by yourself to actually show the flying, but I'm going to set up a tripod and see how that works out. But anyway, let me walk you up and show you kind of what I've got going on. These are the kites. They're about 30 years old. I made these. The ones that you saw with yellow in them are a little bit larger than these. And they're store-bought. I made these. Well, how about that? One of the detriments, what's a pain about flying these things. But they're two strings, right and left. It's a special type of string that you can bind it up pretty good as far as twisting it and doing turns. You'll see, without binding on itself. And as you can see, this is a beach sport. What you do is you lay them down on the beach and you fill the bottom of the sails full of sand, or throw a bag of sand on it, or something along those lines. I like to just kick some sand on them. But and then I have 75 feet of line. So let me go set up a tripod and fly these things and show you. Right now I don't have any tails on them. They're pretty spectacular with tails. If it gets a little heavier or windy, I'll go ahead and put some tails on them. And then I've got one more that size, and 3 of the larger size. The larger size I can only fly 2 at one time. They pull too heavy. 3 is crazy. So I've got an extra one of those if I ever need it. And that size there, 2 is a pretty good pull. 3 is really, really straining it on that 110 line. I'd have to put my 250-pound test on if I flew anything more than that. And physically, that's not conducive to my condition. But anyway, let me set this thing up on a tripod in the distance and see if we can't get some footage of that. Alright, we moved position again. I'm going to try and I put two tails on, try and get a few minutes footage out of that, or a few seconds footage out of that anyway. At least we got a few seconds of footage, I think.